Hello. I'm going to film from my phone because I have a new iPhone 12 and they're really good, and my whole video thing's just not working out very well. So, hello. I've missed everyone so much. Look at Smudge in the back. Isn't she so cute? Okay, so I've got some things going on here. Got some charts and some notes. I opened my book, this beautiful book, and weirdly the chart for Toy Accordingly fell out, and I don't know why that was in there, so I'm going to touch on this as well because something jumped out at me. But anyway, what we're going to do for the first time, because I haven't been here for so long, is go through some transits for April, tell everybody what's going on, why things feel so hard. We're going to look at these. Sorry, I'm going to give you a rundown on, well, everything from today, the 4th of April, all the way through to the end of April, the 26th, when we have the full moon in Scorpio. And yeah, I'll make this the first video, and then I shall come back and do another case. But I will touch on Toy Accordingly as well at the end of the video, because I think I might know when this guy's going to get extradited. Anyway, let's move forward. Alright, so here's the planets at the moment. Let me grab my handy dandy pen. Okay, the first thing that I see is 29 degrees Mercury of Pisces. I just noticed that. Anyway, the main sort of theme this month is Uranus squaring Saturn. Now, it's not just this month. This has been happening for ages and will continue to happen throughout the year. But what we have is, at the moment, we have Mars in Gemini, Uranus in Taurus, like I said. The Sun is in Aries, Venus is in Aries, Chiron, Neptune is in Pisces, of course, still. Then we have a bunch of planets, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter in Aquarius, and the Moon's in Capricorn at the moment. Now, we have a couple of squares and a couple of trines. Now, what's interesting is that right now, if you have a close look, we have no retrograde planets at all at the moment. Everything's moving forward. So all of these planets are going to move forward. Now, we're going to focus on Saturn in Aquarius, revolutionary Aquarius, but restrictive Saturn, and revolutionary Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, and grounded old Taurus there, and how by the end of the month all these planets are going to join Taurus and square Saturn. So here's my notebook. Now, Saturn in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus is conservative tradition versus future revolution. It's like a stalemate. So Saturn in Aquarius is revolution, but Taurus doesn't like change and it resists change. Now, I've got some dates here. Now, what this means is Saturn and Uranus are going to be squaring each other exactly. February 17th it did, June the 14th again, and then December 23rd. So we're going to have the square between these two throughout the entire year. Now, at the moment, they're very close. Saturn's at 11 degrees and Taurus is at 9. And basically, this sort of began around the same time that everything else began in December of 2020, when Saturn entered into Aquarius, which just happened to be after it hit my IC and made me move state and our entire life. Okay, so what's going to happen here is Uranus, as we progress through the month, a bunch of other planets are going to join Uranus in Taurus. So I've got some dates here, but I'm going to just show you another chart. Okay, this is the 12th of April, and as you can see, we have everything now really going into Aries there, moving downwards. We still have no retrograde planets, so everything's moving forward. That's the 12th. Now if we look here on the 20th, look what happens. The Sun, Mercury and Venus move into Taurus, and they are edging really closely to Uranus, and they are all going to square Saturn. So this heavy energy that we've got is going to hang around, and it's going to get a bit more intense at the end of the month. Now, what happens when this type of thing occurs is the revolutionary ideas of Saturn and Uranus, in the world I mean, change and everything that's moving ahead, comes to a bit of a stagnant stalemate when it squares everything in Taurus. So it's like we want to move ahead, we want to change, we want to travel, we want to move around, we want to get away from this COVID thing. But then all these planets here are going to sort of put a bit of a spanner in the works. Now, we may think that we are going to know what's going to happen, but I think we're going to be very surprised. So it's not all doom and gloom, but it's heavy Taurus. And this conjunction to Uranus, what that does is it makes everything not as revolutionary as we think or as we thought it might be. I think I've just put Uranus is first, Saturn is second. Nope, Saturn's like restrictions. So revolution, restrictions, breakthroughs and revolutions, and then pullbacks. So in terms of retrograde and direct and etc., by the end of April, an outer planet, which is Pluto, goes retrograde. And then, if you have a look at this, Saturn, all 1 month apart, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Chiron, and Uranus will all turn retrograde. It'll be a huge retrograde of outer planets cascading backwards. More change. On the 27th of April, as you can see, the moon will be in Scorpio, opposite the sun in Taurus, which means that's the full moon. Now that's not exact, it's a couple of hours before, but same date. Now, what this full moon in Scorpio is going to do is form a T-square with this whole thing that we've been having and everything up in Taurus there with Saturn. Now, I think what this full moon is going to show is what we thought might be a revolutionary change, what may progress forward, which is going to be dampened by some other type of news, is actually going to occur because there's like a secret undertone going, okay, we'll let that happen. It's pointing to Saturn here, and Saturn in Aquarius, it's it likes being there. Even though Saturn's restrictive and Aquarius is not, this to me shows that by the end of April, we're going to actually truly understand something very different about the world. So some things are going to happen through the month, and then by the full moon, bam, something's going to occur. And I don't mean anything really bad. I mean, I'm thinking along the terms of COVID-related type things and travel and our bodies, Saturn, and vaccinations as well, actually. I'm not going to go into that at all, but I think what's going to happen is something's going to bubble up from underneath the surface down here, the moon in Scorpio, the full moon, light up a situation and point it forward to this revolutionary idea that we will be going forward towards. And I think it's going to take all year, to be honest, but I do believe that by the end of the year, we're going to be released from the hold of this square, this really intense square. And if we have a look, sorry, we can't see here, but if we were to go forward month by month, we would see all these outer planets start going retrograde, so they appear to move backwards. Now, that means that Saturn is actually going to go back and form a square again to Uranus, which will be the one in December, I'd say, which is like the final countdown. So the retrograde planets, Pluto's going to be stationary for a long time, actually. End of May, sorry. It's going to be stationary. So we're going to have some Pluto stuff going on, but all the rest of the planets that are going to go retrograde are going to bring back some more things that we need to think about and reassess and understand better in order to really utilize this new future going forward. I hope that makes sense. So, while I was having a look at the transits for April, and I know I don't usually do transits for the month, but I thought, you know, I haven't spoken for so long that I would do that. And I will be doing another video where I talk about, you know, what's been going on all year and whatnot, but I just wanted to do this one. But while I was looking, and while I accidentally found Toy Accordingly's chart when it fell out of my book, now that I've had a look at the two, at the end of April, when everything moves into Taurus and then does that square that I've just been talking about, have a look at this. So that's the chart there. Now, the first thing I notice is the full moon is going to be shining on Venus in Scorpio. So that lights up a situation surrounding a female. That's just the first thing. When we have a look down here at Taurus, the end of the matter is at 27 degrees of Taurus. Now, all the planets are moving towards that. So when she vanished, Uranus had just moved into Taurus. Now, it wasn't making a square to Saturn at that time. It was making a trine to Saturn up there. So now there's a whole new aspect. Saturn's moved and Uranus has moved closer to the end of the matter, along with all of the other planets. Now, I think, just thinking about my dates, In fact, let's have a little look at a date. On the 7th of May, Venus, which I just showed you, is going to be at 27 of Taurus. So the full moon on the 26th of April could certainly trigger off some new information. And then on the 7th of May, we may get an end result. I really hope so. Now when we look at this, the ruler of Toya is Aquarius, so it's Uranus down there in Taurus. So the event, the murder, it happened in a Uranus type of situation. Now, if you've been listening, you'll know that I've been talking about moving forward into this revolutionary thing and this stagnant stuff that may, you know, and something's going to bubble up and then change. The full moon in Scorpio is going to bring up some sort of secret, maybe bring him out of hiding because he's in India. And then Venus, again, being that pivotal point from the full moon, will then on the 7th of May join the end of the matter. I find it really fascinating that I was just going to do some information on April. This fell out of my book. The transits tie up and I can feel that something's going to be happening, so let's hope so. Okay, it's a different day. It's a couple of days later. My hair's grown and it looks weird. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm a bit shaky. I just wanted to do an update and say that if you don't know already, Kyla Used is going on trial. Today is the first day of his trial for the alleged murder of Jessica Runyons and Kara Kopetsky. So if you've watched my videos or read my articles or anything, well, not even, just watch it. Hopefully he gets found guilty. If he's guilty, I've got to be careful with my words here. And I hope he pays big time. So if you haven't seen any of my work on Jessica and Kara Kopetsky, there's articles out there on Google. There is videos, I do believe. Actually, no, maybe there's not videos, but there is. If you will go to my website, you can actually buy a video that does discuss it a little. Not the details of the crime, mapping and stuff like that. So I just wanted to do one final sort of hello before I upload and say, yeah, Kyla Used finally on trial. Sending all my love to their family, and you know who you are, Shell as well. Alrighty, there's my puppies playing. I'm going to leave it there. I've missed everyone so much. Thank you for writing to me, emailing me. If I've missed anything, please email me again. I don't mean to. I've just had such a busy life. I work every day, all day. Yeah, but I'm going to be getting back into it even more. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.